How do I hit this?
In today's political climate, change in Washington is the only guarantee. And when small businesses aren't plugged in, they pay the price. That's why NSBA keeps you hardwired to what's happening inside DC.
Good morning, Jack. How are you today?
Good morning, Molly. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Jack, I'm sure you've not gotten as much sleep as you would have liked this weekend. Tell us a little bit about what's been happening on the spending front.
Well, it's constantly been changing. As many of you will have seen, because of controversy surrounding the administration's immigration policies, that's had a detrimental effect on negotiations concerning these last funding measures that were slated to move through the Senate last week. So the situation we're currently in now is we are still technically in a government shutdown. It's a partial government shutdown. It's not affecting SBA. It's not affecting a lot of agencies, but it is affecting DHS and defense. So the reality that we're in is that the House currently has to move on compromise legislation that was sent to it by the Senate at the end of last week. However, there's not a lot of certainty whether House lawmakers, both on the Republican and Democratic side, are going to be able to get behind the compromise that was struck over in the Senate. That compromise essentially funded every agency except for DHS. DHS was given a 2-week continuing resolution, which means that the funding levels from last year will stay put for 2 weeks, giving lawmakers a little bit more time to compromise on the new funding level.
Any movement on SBIR?
No movement as of now. We are still remaining in the same holding pattern, waiting for compromise legislation to be arrived at. We're out there all the time advocating for them to get this done. It's not going to happen in relationship to the funding measures. It's going to have to be its own standalone piece or coupled with a different, larger legislative package in the future.
And if people want to get involved or send a very easy to send letter up to the folks on the Hill, how do they do that, Jack?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I would point them to NSBA's Action Alert resources on our website. What we've done is curated a message for you that you can modify to tell the story of your own business and explain how important, say, SBIR or a series of other priorities we have are for you and your business, and how important it is that lawmakers take action.
And thanks for doing those. If you don't want to send it on SBIR, we have lots of other topics you can send it on. I do want to kind of underscore the fact that, you know, at NSBA, we have always pushed against government shutdowns. They're not good for small business. It creates a lot of havoc, and it's not good for small business employees and the families that we serve. We've heard a lot about shutdowns, not just government, but on Friday, the nationwide shutdown. And we know that a lot of small businesses, regardless of your politics, it's a big challenge to try and shut down for a day. So if you haven't gone out today yet and done any shopping, we encourage you to do that. Support those local small businesses. The more we can all support each other, the better we are. So hope everybody stays safe and have a good day.
Stay warm out there. Bye.